family and friends and fellow YouTubers. It's Kim here from Hancock Homesteading Gardens, and today it is time for Stir It Up Saturday. And today we're going to be doing canning. My daughter Karen has a bunch of grapes from their homestead that she's going to bring over, and we are going to turn it into jelly. She said that if I would help her can, that she would allow me to use some of the grapes to make jelly. And I thought that that sounded like a pretty good bartering system to me, so I am looking forward to today. And I'm hoping that you guys will be able to follow along with the recipe and learn to make jelly yourself. But I will give you a forewarning here. We are going to have a 2.5-month baby and a 2.5-year-old child that we're going to be having to stop to and tend to, and so you might get to see a little bit of them too. But hopefully we'll make this streamlined enough that you'll be able to follow along and make your own jelly. So come join us for the day. All right, here we go. Okay friends, so we are back and we are going to be making our Concord Grape Jelly. And I want to tell you first of all what the ingredients are that we're using for this recipe. This recipe calls for 4 pounds of Concord grapes, a 1/2 cup of water, 7 cups of white sugar, and a 1/2 container of liquid pectin. Now, we went online to find out how much we were going to need as far as cups for 4 pounds, okay? And what it said online was that 2.5 cups equals 1 pound. So 4 pounds is going to equal 10 cups, okay? And so that's what we're doing, is we are going to each do 10 cups of Concord grapes. And these are 2-cup containers if you go up to just this line. So we're going to fill them all the way up. And that should give us the 2.5 cups that we need to continue on. Alright, so that's step number 1, is we're going to get our grapes ready. And what we're going to do is we are taking them off of the stems, and we're taking any stems out, and we're just checking them over, make sure we don't have any bad ones. And and then we're going to put them into our measuring cup. And as you can see, we have Jeffrey here helping us. So you might call this a 3-generation project. Good job, Jeffrey.
You are working so hard.
I'm working too hard too.
You are working so hard.
He's putting them on his semi. Some of these don't even have stems. Did y'all like de-stem them earlier?
Some of them I couldn't pull the stems off, so I just like,
Oh, okay.
they were so ripe, I just could pull them out of my hands and dropped them in the bucket.
Gotcha.
They're beautiful.
They are. These are really nice.
You have to put your grapes into the cup. Thank you. Good job.
Okay, so Karen and I and Jeffrey are going to each do 10 cups here, and we'll get back to you when we get those finished. All right?
You can eat it.
Look. So, all right, well, I think that's it. I think I'm putting in the last few here.
Yep,
All right.
looking good.
All right, we're gonna, yep, step one. Well, we have to rinse these off. Okay, so part of it is to drain them and to wash them off and drain them. So that is what Karen is doing now.
Just double checking we don't have stems and
Yeah.
getting them all rinsed off. There really weren't hardly any bugs I saw on them. And I did pick them early in the morning. So, you gonna help me? You wanna spray them?
Whoops. I'm getting over there a little bit closer.
Alright. Let me move them around. Good work.
And no, it does not have to be woman's work.
No.
Men and boys can learn how to do this too.
Look at all those. What is this that's in here, Jeffrey? What are these? What are these called? Are they grapes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you say grapes?
Grapes.
Yeah.
Grapes.
Grapes.
What color are the grapes?
I'm black.
Yeah, they do look black.
But they're purple.
Yeah.
We call them purple grapes. I think ours are all rinsed.
All right, you want to rinse
All right.
grandma's?
Yep, let's go rinse grandma's off.
No.
No, okay.
All right, so Karen is going to dump them into a pan, a kettle.
Oops.
And we have 2 kettles sitting out, so one for her batch of grapes and one for my batch of grapes. All right, and we have some jars ready and more jars to come.
Yep.
Okay, so step 1 was to sort and wash the grapes and remove the stems. We've done that. It says place them into a large kettle and crush them. So Karen is using our potato masher and she is crushing them. I'm not sure they have to be super crushed because I think they're going to boil up. I think we just have to break the skins.
Yeah, and I think I've done that pretty well for these here.
Now do mine over there. Good. All right, so as Karen continues to crush, I'm going to read what it says here. Okay, so it says add the water, and that's going to be a half a cup of water per kettle. And I think she has the water ready.
I do. Just take a moment. Yeah. Okay, so I've got a cup. I'm going to add half to this one.
Okay.
Almost there. There we go. Then half a cup of that one.
Okay. All right, so we've added our water. Now we're going to cover them and bring them to a boil over a high heat. All right, so we'll be back. Okay, so we have them covered and we're going to bring them to a boil. And even though it doesn't say this, we'll probably want to stir occasionally. So, all right. Okay, so as you can see, it is now boiling. That one back there is boiling too. Not quite as rapidly, but it's going to get there. So what we're going to do is we are going to reduce the temperature to 3, actually 2. Okay, 2. Okay, so I've reduced the temperature to 2, and now we're going to let these simmer for 10 minutes. Sorry about the steam. Timer, 10 minutes. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. All right, so the heat has been turned down and they are now simmering. Okay, friends, well, we're back for the next step. We brought these to a boil. We let them simmer for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, we turn the heat completely off, and they have been sitting over there coming to a cooling stage. Now they're not completely cold, they're just cooled.
Cooled off.
And so now what we're going to do is we have removed them from the heat, and now we're going to extract the juice, and we're going to do that using our nifty food meals. And we have decided to use the very finest holes, the smallest holes, since we're wanting to just get juice and nothing else. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to get a cup of our grapes, and we're going to put them in there. And then we're going to start turning, holding both handles.
Yes. The juice is going right down in there.
It is, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them in, Karen, and zoom in on yours so we can show them what it's looking like.
Alright, so I'll have to get some more. And just pour it in there.
Okay.
You can tell that the mill is angled. Make sure they get all scrunched down.
Yeah, so it's angled up so it can go around the top. Hang on, babe doll. Yes. So it's turning, squishing those grapes down into there. And then go ahead and lift that up. And let's show them what's on the bottom. Yeah. And then there's the end result.
Yep, and it's pretty. I mean, it's really fine.
Yeah.
And it smells really good in here.
It does.
These grapes smell awesome.
All right. We'll probably get
Can I buy
a little bit less, but okay. Now, as soon as you get it to this point, where you have just the juice, what you want to do is you're going to set it aside someplace cool. If I set it back here on this counter, and we're going to cover it up with a dish towel so that we don't have flies or ants or anything getting into it. But then we have to let this set overnight so that it will not crystallize. So we're going to go ahead and move these back there. And Karen, here's a just cover yours. I'll cover mine. All right. Turn the handle like that so the one doesn't grab it. And there we go. Well, we're going to let it set for tonight. All right. Well, we have a mess to clean up, but hey, it was so much fun. We don't care.
It was easy. Yeah.
All right. Good job on the first day. Good job on the first day. Can I have knuckles? All right. Oh, all right. Good job.
We are ready to go outside.
We are ready to go outside. Okay, so Karen is putting in the jelly jars to get them started boiling for sterilization. Oh, yes, I'm going to show little Emma down here. Hey, Emma. Yes, I know. Are you sneezing? Look at you smile. Yes. Yes. Are you helping Grandma and Mommy? Is this your first canning session? I think it is. Yes, I do. Are you going to can with us? Yeah. You're such a good girl. Okay. She smiled at me, Mommy.
Yeah, she's pretty sweet.
All right, so Karen is learning how to use a jar holder for the first time.
I'm really struggling because they keep tipping over. But I just need to get these like tight on the edge first.
There you go.
So, there we go.
All right. The water has not come to a boil yet, but we're putting the jars in there ahead of time, and they'll just heat up as the water's heating up. And hopefully by the time we get the jelly made, they will be boiling and ready for processing. Now what you could do is you could go ahead and fill that with water from the sink. And then, oh yeah, we'll do that too.
I'm going to have to do it with the one.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get water down in there.
Yeah. Just enough to hold it down. There you go. Alright. Looks good.
There's 14 in there, I think.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, friends, so we are back tonight for round 2 of the Concord Jelly making session. And we have let our juice set overnight. And now what we're going to do is we are going to strain it through a double layer of cheesecloth. And what we did was we used our food meals and we just put the cheesecloth over the top, and then we put a rubber band around them to hold them in place. Alright, so let's just start gently pouring a little at a time. Okay, so this might take a little while to let that go through.
Mine's coming very slowly.
Yeah, it didn't look like it took that long on the video that they showed us, but... Okay, friends, so Karen has managed to strain out 4 cups of hers. So she is going to go ahead and start her batch, and she is going to walk you through it.
Okay, so I have my 4 cups of juice that's been strained through the cheesecloth in here. I'm going to pour it in this big pot here. Okay. Then I need to add 7 cups of sugar into here. 1, 2, 3, 7 cups of sugar, and I need a spoon. Okay, so I have 4 cups of grape juice, 7 cups of sugar. I'm going to stir that all together in this large pot. Then I need to put this mixture on the stove and bring it to a boil.
Okay.
Go ask Grandpa.
Go tell Grandpa what you want. Okay, cut.
Alright.
And take 600. Okay.
Okay. So I had my 4 cups of juice, my 7 cups of sugar all in my big pot, and I stirred it all together. And now what I have to do is bring this to a rolling boil, and then I'll add my pectin. Put it on the stove. Is hot okay?
The front burner will actually get hot faster for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just not as big.
I know.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I think it'd be alright.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll edit that part.
I'm gonna make it sound like we need to.
Okay, so she's started it heating up, and now we have to wait for it to boil. So we'll be back.
sterilizing and boiling.
Yep.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
We're okay. How about you? Are you okay?
Is Emma okay?
No.
Can you go check on Emma?
No.
What's up?
Who's that on your shirt? Who are those people on your shirt?
I'm in the bottle.
Yep.
Paw
Patrol.
Who's this guy?
That's Chase.
That's not Chase. Who's that?
And Rubble.
That's Rubble. Are you going to go check on Emma?
When you have young
okay.
children and you're canning, make sure you're aware of where they're at so they don't get hurt with hot water. Yes. Are you okay, Emma? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you going to smile at me? You're blowing bubbles. I see those bubbles. Yeah, I know. Yes. She's being so good down there.
Okay, so my juice and sugar is coming to a rolling boil. It's almost there. It's definitely going boiling in the middle there.
Yep. All right, how long do you have to roll it to a boil?
It just says bring it to a full rolling boil,
Oh, okay.
but it's getting all the way. Okay, so my pot has come to a rolling boil, and what you need to do next is says to pour in 3 ounces of your liquid pectin. And these little baggies are already divided up into 3 ounces, so that makes it really easy.
Karen, when you were shopping for that, where was that located in the store? Was it in the canning supplies or was it?
Yes, everything that we've got, the food mill, the food mill was in the canning supplies. All these are with the canning, and the
Okay.
cheesecloth and the pectin was in the
Okay,
canning.
I wasn't sure about the pectin.
Where did my scissors go? I can't get this open. Okay. So you stir in the whole entire pectin. Okay. Stir that in. This has to boil hard for 1 whole minute.
Okay.
Have to get that back to a boil.
Okay, so that's with the pectin in it. And you boil it for
1 whole minute
1
on a
whole
full
minute.
boil.
Okay.
Okay, then I need to remove it from the heat.
Okay.
And that was my timer. I'm going to take it over here. Set it on one of our cloths. And then I have to skim off the foam. So there's just like a very little bit on the top there.
Okay.
And you just need to skim the foam off.
Okay, so she's got it skimmed off.
All skimmed
Most of it
off.
is skimmed off. Here, I'll take a shot. Yep, looking good. Okay.
Okay, so after you skim, I came over here and I got my sterilized jar. You have to be very careful pouring this because as you can see it is boiling over here. So I dumped out my water, setting it on this little plate. Okay, I have a little measuring cup to scoop out my juice, which I will funnel through using that. And you're going to fill it up until it's a 1/4 of the way from the top. Like
Yeah.
a 1/4 of an inch away. Does that look good? Okay. Then I'm going to remove my funnel. You have to use a clean lint-free cloth to dry off the top. Just make sure you don't have any residue. Make it have a really good seal. Okay. That looks good. Next I have my little magnet. I'm going to go into my water here. Get one of my lids. Place it right on top. And then another lid to screw it on. They have a fingertip test, which means you just tighten your lid on until it's tight enough that you can only tighten it with your fingers. Okay, you don't want it too tight where you can't get it off later, and you don't want it too loose where it's not going to hold that cover on when you put it back. So that's really good. Okay. Then I set this over here to let it get the other cups together. We'll just keep going. Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8 jars made, and they're still really hot, so I'm going to keep using this, and we're going to transfer these back into our hot bath so that they can set up. And even though I didn't use all of my jars that I had in there, I went ahead and left them in because you need to have them there to be space fillers so that these stay standing upright.
Hang on just a second.
Also, after my first jar filling, I became much quicker at filling the jars with jelly. A little more confidence in myself.
All jelly.
Yeah, are those jelly? Did Mommy make her first batch of jelly?
It was.
I have a feeling she's going to be making jelly for a lot of years. Because her new homestead, or her new home, has lots of grapes.
Okay, so my timer just went off for my jelly jars. Remove this.
Now you can turn that heat down.
Yeah, I did turn it off.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Oh.
If you can. If
Maybe
you
somebody's
can't, you might
struggling.
have to wait. Don't worry about it, because I don't want you to burn yourself.
Okay. I can still probably pull these out since they're standing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. At least till you get it lighter.
Yeah.
And you want to go straight up, honey.
Okay. I can't get a hold of one. Here we go. I'm going to have to edit this out.
That's fine.
Oh, here, maybe this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so very hot. Now we just take it over here. So that they can cool off. Water drain a little bit off of there. Good.
That one just popped on you. Did you hear it?
What does that mean?
That means it's sealed already.
Mom, did you
So,
hear
oh, that one just
a
popped
noise?
too.
Did you
Yay!
hear?
I didn't know that's what that did.
Yeah, when they pop, that means they're sealed.
Did you hear a noise?
Good
Yeah,
job.
it popped. That's a good thing.
It popped.
Yes.
It popped.
Yes. That
Oh.
means it's sealed.
And that one
Let me
did
go! Guys, I'm so proud of myself right now. I mean, I had a lot of help from Mom and the people who planted my grapevine at my house, but
That is
like-
an awesome sound, isn't it?
it's like, I don't know, Easter or something. When you find that egg and open it, oh. Ah, I did it again! Okay, I have 3 more to remove.
I want you to get hurt.
Okay.
So how do you feel, daughter?
I feel accomplished and so proud of myself. If you guys were here, I would give each of you a high five. But but you're not, so I have to give Mom a high five.
All right.
Oh my goodness. I feel like an adult. I mean, I know I am. I have 2 kids, but look at me. I made jelly.
Good job.
I'm so proud of myself.
I'm so proud of you too. Good job.
Thanks.
All right.
Didn't all watch TV. Yeah. You're quite a chunk, aren't you? Almost 3 months old. Had a pretty good time. Yeah, you just can't believe what you're looking at, can you? I know. I'm not happy about it. So I'm glad. I'm happy when you're happy. That's right.
I know why.
I always think your grandpa is just nuts, don't you?
I know why.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I
right.
know why.
You're sure standing up there good.
I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good.
Okay.
It's not feeling
So you want to watch TV now for a little bit? You want me to turn you around so you can watch TV? Yeah? Is that all right? Well, let me turn you around so you can watch TV a little bit. Here we go. How's that?
Are you standing up?
It's off.
All right, family and friends and fellow YouTubers, we got a batch of jelly done. I am so proud of my daughter with her first canning session. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. I think she deserves it. And if you want to know more about our homestead and what we do on it, please subscribe. This is Kim
And Karen.
saying bye for now.
Bye now.
Bye for now.